Hello, welcome to all you Taurians. Welcome for your monthly forecast for Taurus for November 2014. And it's an exciting time for Taurians. It's a significant time when it comes to relationships. It's a significant time when it comes to your opinions, your belief in certain things or certain people. So a very, very interesting month for Taurians. Let's have a look what it means in general. There are some things that I think are mostly important. First of all, there's a stellium in Scorpio, so I'll explain a bit more then. Then we have Saturn, which is hugely highlighted because Saturn is a slow planet, and faster planets like the Sun, like Venus, Mercury, they're all going to touch Saturn. So Saturn is hugely highlighted as well. And Mars is going into a new sign, and it's going into your 9th house. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But first of all, what is a stellium? A stellium is 3 to more planets in the same sign, and so it's a bit of a cluster of planets into, in this case, into Scorpio, which is your opposite sign. So you are Taurus, Scorpio is your opposite sign, which means relationship, your close relationship, your one-to-one love relationship, your relationship with your clients, your relationship with colleagues. So it's that one-to-one relationship. And with having a stellium there means having a lot of energy there. So it shows, it reflects that there is a lot happening there and a lot of work being done there. Why work? Because Saturn is there. Saturn is there for a long time for the Taurians. And I'm so glad to announce that next month it's gone. It's out of your 7th house. It will come back next year, around the middle of the year, I think, but that's peanuts. That's peanuts. The biggest part has been done the last couple of years, 2 years. So I've seen a lot of Taurians as clients, especially the ones with a Taurus rising sign, that have restructured, disciplined their relationships, redefined their relationship, made decisions about their relationships. And it's the last month now that Saturn is in that house. And it's as if to say, as the planets are telling us, look, it's the last month that I'm here. You better do some huge efforts just to be sure that you've learned the things that you needed to learn, or that you have gone through the experiences that you needed to do. So it's like, so Saturn has been there for 2 years, and now it's the last month it's there. And then it gives its fruits for the next month. So it's always like that with Saturn transits. You only get the fruits, and you only see the advantage and the pros of that hard work after the transit has gone. And that will be for you already the later part of November and next month. So that's the good news. That's the good news. Your hard work will be rewarded. Your hard work towards relationships, maybe the challenges that you had, maybe the loneliness that you had if you don't have a relationship, that will come to an end, and that will, your growth and your expansion and your lessons will be for another area of life next month. So, and that's the start of it. Now it's the end of a process. So, and you also do have a full moon. I'm not mentioning the full moons for Taurians normally, but there is a full moon in your sign, emphasizing again, it's on the 6th of November, around that time, that you've got a full moon in your sign, which means that you are very open towards yourself when it comes to your emotion, and you're seeing what you need, and also that in relationship to others. So it's a huge culmination, you could say. A lot of people with Taurus energy, they've learned so much when it comes to their relationships, about themselves, of course, and about the boundaries, about the Saturn is a very on the negative side it's fear, on a positive side it's protecting, just in order for you to become stronger, to be more disciplined. So you've learned to become more disciplined in your relationships. For some of them it means I don't want to be in that relationship anymore. For some of them that's the discipline. That is the boundary that you're putting, because you see this is no good for me to keep it that way. For a Taurian, that is a very hard decision, because Taurians are one of the most fixed signs. So a Taurian, they may have bad habits, but it's very hard for them to, if they have bad habits, that it's very hard for them to, even when they know that it's doing them not a lot of good, it's very difficult to let go of that. But this is what can happen to Taurians. For other Taurians, it means that they had a tremendous amount of work in their relationship. That it could be that you are a Taurian that have a relationship, a long-term relationship, and it was like, I had to work so hard, but now you're going to have the fruits. You commit towards that person, you commit to yourself, and off you go. You're going up the spiral. So it depends on your personal context, what's the outcome, but definitely a lot of positivity will come in the next couple of months, and even longer than that, because Saturn it will be not in for the next 30 years, not be in your 7th house anymore. So it's a big lesson, it's a big hard work, because again it's a key area of your life, it's a key house. You can be single and you can have through this period of solitude, la solitudine, for those who are Italian, but nice song by the way. And so it can mean Laura Pausini, yeah. It can mean that they have learned in that as isolation what they want in a relationship. So actually by being not in one, they now know what they want, and they can let go of that, and then they can attract it into their lives. That could be the case as well if you are single. So there are coming opportunities in. And Saturn is out of that 7th house. More space there, less fear, being content with yourself. And then someone can come in, because those boundaries, they fade a little bit away. And that is needed for a new relationship to attract. So it could be different scenarios according to your situation. And what else is happening? So I mentioned also this, this Saturn. Why is it so important? Because Venus will be also in your 7th house and then connecting to it. And then Venus, which is attachment, which is what you like, what you value. So do I like it? Is it good for me? Is it not good for me? That's what you're doing. Also Mercury crossing that point, so thinking about it, thinking about those relationships, and the Sun putting a light into it. And then we have Mars going into Capricorn in your 9th house, and I think that's also significant for you, because the 9th house is such a way more relaxed, open, expansive house. So it's good for you after this intensity with Scorpio, which is intense energy, deep energy, that you have a bit of buoyancy there. And Venus will be in that 9th house, and the Sun will be in that 9th house as well. So what do I say, Venus and the Sun? No, I mean Mars and Pluto, excuse me. And that means that you're going to put a little bit more energy into 9th house issues, which could be reading, which could be studying, which could be philosophy, which could be traveling, which could be going to a museum, doing some cultural things, but being very active in that area, trying to understand a certain belief. So, but the tricky thing is that Mars also does conjunct Pluto, only for a couple of days, around the 5th up until like the 12th of the month. And that means that you can really cling towards your own beliefs. And a belief system is not only about what you believe in, like God or religion. No, it can be your belief system towards how you have a relationship, your belief system towards how you raise your kids, etc., etc. So there is a bit of a thinking about your exploring your belief systems, but take into account that other people can have different belief systems and different opinions. So don't fall into the trap of clashing with other people's belief, but just strengthen your own beliefs, and your opinion does matter. So it's a bit of a month where different things happen in different areas of life. You can feel with Venus, your ruler, conjunct Saturn. That will be just a day of you feeling a bit restrictive around the 13th. The 11th, 12th, 13th. Don't mind that too much. It's just a couple of days when you feel it's very a bit stressed there, because your ruler conjuncts with Saturn. But as I said, it's only for a couple of days, and it's to strengthen you, to strengthen what you like and what you don't like. So have those new opinions, work on those new visions that you have, and be aware that you've worked hard and you did your best when it comes to relationships. Next month will be a lighter month for you, and have a good month. Thank you for listening. Bye bye.